Ladies and gentlemen, Hans de Graaf. Ja.
Hans, about that presentation last week. Well done. It was size, brief. You would have put a lot of work in it. Wow. Once again, a good result for me. World champion procrastination. According to Wikipedia, procrastination is the practice of doing pleasurable things instead of the less pleasurable things you should be doing. Doing the less urgent tasks instead of the urgent ones. And if you are like me, well, then you procrastinate a task once in a while, like speech writing. Did you know that 95% procrastinate tasks once in a while? And for 1 in 5, so about 10 of you, for those it causes serious problems in their life, maybe also in their speaking career. I managed to overcome my procrastination behaviors. And you can do too. Just change your mindset. Change your way of thinking on procrastination. Let's rewind about 30 years to Monday, November 14, 1988. Hans, don't you have to work on your physics paper? No, Ma, don't worry, I got lots of time. But can't you work ahead or something? No, Ma, don't worry, I got till Friday. Do you recognize this scene? Oh, yeah. Did it happen to you? Or does it happen to your children? And you're in the other role now? Then I don't have to remind you how this goes on. And exact the same scene on Tuesday, on Wednesday, even on Thursday night. Until, finally, at 10 o'clock in the evening, I finally start working on my physics project. Of course, as a real procrastinator, first after watching my favorite sitcom, Cheers. Hi, Norm. Is my behavior, my procrastination behavior, good or bad? When I was young, I would say, well, bad of course. My procrastination gave a lot of stress and feelings of guilt. You're constantly feeling guilty about your procrastination. Well, on the other hand, I did the job very effectively. In just 2.5 hours, I did the project where other students needed double or even triple the time. So why would one change such a successful strategy? Just because others disapprove? No, not for me. So I made procrastination a way of life. Because I knew that my strategy delivers results that are most of the time good and always at least acceptable. And when you know that, then you can say goodbye to all those unnecessary feelings of guilt. You don't need them anymore. About 5 years ago, I started studying the human brain. I read a lot of books, surfed the internet for even more studies on how does that strange tool in our head works and what does it influence our behavior. And I also found that procrastination can actually be a good thing too. Because when you're procrastinating, your subconscious mind is working hard for you. When it comes to speech writing, it is making the structure, the sentences, the humor, the stories. So you're not lazy when you're procrastinating. You're working very hard. No need to feel necessary about that. And when the time comes, when the deadline arrives, you go and put it in the format you need. That can be a written speech, that can be note cards, whatever format you need. The work is already done. And because of that, at such a moment, you get into a state which is called flow. Anyone familiar with flow? Are you regularly in flow? Then you know what I'm talking about. When you're in flow, you have a focus. You have full mental energy, and creative ideas keep coming. You don't know where it comes from. They keep coming. And time doesn't exist when you're in flow. But wait a minute. There's only one thing you all warn about. You cannot procrastinate everything. Only procrastinate creative tasks to put your unconscious brain to work and get the full power of it. There are some things that you should not procrastinate. Don't do those things at all. Say no to them from the beginning, because that's not procrastinating, that's good time and life management. Then there are those things that are really important, but not creative, like a dentist appointment and that kind of things. Don't procrastinate those tasks either. Do them right away if you can, or otherwise put them in your agenda for a certain date and time to complete. I'll wrap up for you. Don't feel guilty anymore when you're procrastinating. What you're doing is using the creative power of your unconscious brain. Don't use the word procrastination any longer. Change your mindset. From now on, let's all name it creative relocation. Yes, that's what you're gonna do. Creative relocation. Procrastination is dead. And if you found this speech interesting and maybe engaging, let that be your proof of concept, because I wrote it last night.
A big hand for Hans de Graaf.